LasVegasDiscount.net's the best there is. Save up to 50% on your next Vegas trip. And travel, rental, shows, and tours. Find the deals you're looking for. LasVegasDiscount.net. LasVegasDiscount.net. If you're going to Vegas for deals that are the best, visit LasVegasDiscount.net.
FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee, talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net Radio!
Hola, soy Julio César Chávez.
And lights out, baby. Lights out all day.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a radio show. It ain't a one-hour television spectacular.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We gon' know. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I got friends all over the world, man.
Who gives a shit with White? He's a piece of crap.
G'day, Fight Net Radio fans. This is your wonder from down under, the Southern Hemisphere and European sweet science correspondent, Sam Navajiro from the Exceptional People podcast. This week, I'll be covering the good times and bad boxing fight cards in Liverpool, Saudi Arabia, Rome, and London. First up, from Liverpool in England, home of soccer's European champions and the Beatles, Jazza Dickens thrilled his hometown fans at the iconic Olympia with a 10-round unanimous decision over Australian featherweight contender Nathaniel Cheeky May. Jazza Dickens, who had held the British title at 122 pounds and had unsuccessfully challenged Guillermo Rigondeaux for the WBA strap in 2016, looked at one point like he may stop May, but to the Australian's credit, dug in but was unable to reverse his fortunes and lost a decision. Dickens improves to 27-3 with his fifth straight win, while May, 21-2, suffers only his second loss in his pro career. Off to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia I go, and former world champion England's Amir Khan was too strong for former IBF super featherweight world champion and, most importantly of all, Australian Billy Dibb. The size difference was evident from the first bell as Billy the Kid Dibb jumped up 17 pounds to face welterweight Khan on only 2 weeks' notice. The Brit knocked down the Australian twice within the first 4 rounds with powerful combinations, body shots and big left hooks, at which point Dibb's corner threw in the towel. The Saudi crowd at the KASC Sports Hall in Jeddah were excited to see Khan boxing in the region for the first time in his career. It was Khan's first fight back since his defeat to Terence Crawford in April and sets him up for another big clash later this year with names such as Manny Pacquiao and fellow countryman and former world champ Kell Brook touted. On the same Saudi card, the largest sovereign state in the Middle East, Hughie Fury continued to rebuild his career with a bizarre victory over the Nigerian nightmare Samuel Peter. In the past, Hughie Fury, cousin of Tyson, has been beaten at the top level by Joseph Parker in 2017 and Kubrat Pulev in 2018 and continues to rebuild. His opponent, Samuel Peter, known for being beaten by Vladimir Klitschko twice and Vitaly Klitschko once, began the fight by hurling looping shots at Hughie Fury. Hughie Fury evaded the wild haymakers with ease and began to land with singles of his own, frustrating the Nigerian nightmare. The nightmare, Samuel Peter, started committing several fouls, including hitting Fury around the back of the head, hitting him while holding and hitting him low. The nightmare was deducted a point and warned on multiple occasions before the situation came to a conclusion in the 7th. Samuel Peter seemingly dislocated his shoulder while simultaneously holding Fury and hitting him low, and subsequently blamed the injury on the referee for crashing into him as a means of separating the two big men. Ultimately, it was decided he could not continue, and so the belt was waved off. Hughie Fury is now 23-2. I boarded the Fight Net Radio private jet and headed over to Roma, Italia, only bothering with the main event of the evening of this good times and bad boxing weekend. The contest from Rome, proudly brought to you by Matchroom Boxing and streamed on DAZN. Former prospect Marcus Morrison of England revived his career with a 9th-round TKO of veteran hometown fighter Emanuele Blandamura. In an unspectacular bout, Morrison played with the local hero at will until drilling him with a massive right in the 9th round that Blandamura walked into as the Italian went down. Blandamura did get up, but the referee made the wise decision to stop the fight. This is by far Morrison's best win of his career. He has now won 5 in a row and may have gotten himself back to where he could at least fight for a domestic or European title at some point. And finally, for this good times and bad boxing weekend, we head back to London. With a 13-bout fight card ahead for me to peruse with mainly 4 and 6 rounders, I hit the bar and return in time for the semi and main event of the evening. In the semi-main event, which turned out to be another ho-hum heavyweight attraction, rising British star Joe Joyce claimed a 12-round unanimous decision over former world title challenger American Bryant, not the newsreader Jennings, at the O2 Arena in London on Saturday. There were no knockdowns in this fight, and Joe Joyce, an Olympic super heavyweight silver medalist at Rio 2016, was taking the distance for the first time in his career. A strong surge by the American Jennings in the 9th and 10th was undone by a point deduction for a low blow, and the championship rounds were quiet. On the plus side, Joyce moves on after defeating the most distinguished opponent of his career to date. In the main event of the evening, a performance to behold by British boxing's next big thing, heavyweight Daniel Dynamite Dubois, scoring an emphatic 5th-round knockout of countryman Nathan Gorman to claim the vacant British championship. Dubois, one of the most exciting prospects in world boxing, with big things expected from the Londoner, who is only 21 years old. This was an excellent showing against a talented operator, and the future looks very bright. His opponent Gorman, who is trained by a 2-weight world champion, Ricky Hatton, is only 23 himself and has plenty of time to regroup. He just couldn't get going tonight and was unable to handle the ferocious power punching coming his way. That's it from me. This is Sam Navagiro, Fight Net Radio Southern Hemisphere, Middle East and European sweet science correspondent and #1 casual fan. For more of my gold, look for my Exceptional People podcast on iTunes or visit exceptionalpeople.com.au for past episodes. Bye for now.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Hanish, Andrew Labouche, bringing you the wonderful world of boxing. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to cover. We will get to it. For those of you watching the video, if you see my eyes flirt about, it's because I've got to look at a screen over here. I got to look at a screen over here. The camera's over here. I'll do my very best to try to, I've seen comments. I don't know why you guys need eye contact on a video. That's kind of creepy in a strange way. I am joined, as always, first of all, shout out to all of our correspondents this week. We'll cover that in a second. But the #1 guy, the main guy, Andrew Labouche, he is a writer. He is a passionate fan. He's the one who cares about you guys. We are actually celebrating 6 years of the reboot, Andrew.
Oh, nice.
You know, like in the Thanos click, right? The blip or whatever they call it now with Spider-Man. The blip or the snap, as they say, Andrew. For those of you who don't know the history of Fight Net Radio, in 2006, I started the show with a tape recorder. That's how long ago it was. Just interviewing fighters, putting them up on iTunes. That got me a radio job. That's how I met Andrew. That's how I met Raimundo. I was fortunate enough to work with a bunch of great writers, some of whom are now working on DAZN as correspondents. What the hell is that all about, Andrew? Is that the first time that I noticed that Coyote Duran was a member of the DAZN cast? I feel like it was. But I've had a lot of great adventures along the way. I quit after a certain period of time. This question came up. This is kind of a weird little retrospective, Andrew. I was more of a character in those days, right? Like I would do stupid stunts. I would do the boxing with Bonaducci thing. I did the cage fight. There's a guy out there called the Schmo that most of the writers and journalists hate, right? And I was explaining this to another journalist. When you're a character in boxing or a character in a podcast or you're playing a character all the time, it's not going to last. And for me, it didn't last. I think I quit in 2011 or 12. I think you only gave me about a year off, Andrew, to sulk. And then in 2013, Andrew told me that we needed to start doing the show again, but I had already lost the audience we had established and built. And so I just decided to do the show with my friend and talk about boxing on Sundays. We've tried doing variations on it, making it the old way, making it the new way. But ultimately, the show was always about me talking about boxing with Andrew. That's kind of the longest standing format that we have, and just having a good time. Me trying to make Andrew laugh and Andrew trying to convince me that boxing doesn't suck. That's the basic format of this show. And that's what we've gone with. And now we're at a weird point, right? 6 years later, Andrew, look at us now, right? We have an Southern Hemisphere, how does he refer to himself? Southern Hemisphere international correspondent and host of, I want to get the name of his show correct. I feel bad if I get it wrong, right? Because I just listened to his audio. He did a great audio wrap-up of shit we wouldn't watch, Andrew. Exceptional People, available on iTunes. Sam Navajero. And now we welcome Raimundo Diosas, and we're going to talk more about him and his report that he broke, and then the update he gave me the other night, and then what you actually saw play out on some of the live broadcasts in Raimundo Diosas, who is actually the former executive producer of the NBC show. So we're really lucky that we've got a big audience. We appreciate all of you for listening. And sadly, I'm not going to insert any plugs here. I'm going to introduce my friend and the person that I've been doing this show with the longest, and the reason I keep doing it and bringing you, I guess, quality content. Andrew Labuschagne. How are you, Andrew?
Yeah, what's up, Lee? Very good.
Good introduction, right?
Yes, sir.
Almost professional. First and foremost, go to fightnetradio.com. Check out everything that's on the page. We are on Facebook mostly. I think I'm going to just kill this YouTube thing. I can't make I'm a marketing guy and I can't make YouTube work, Andrew. I feel like a failure. I might just buy somebody's delinquent channel that's already got a bunch of subscribers. I don't know what else to do.
I'm happy that someone's listening on some platform. So can't win them all, Lee. I'll take Facebook though.
Well, I'm going to say this officially. We are the #1 boxing source for content on Facebook, which was my goal, right? I've been screaming this to anybody who will listen. If you want to connect with boxing fans, create content, put it on Facebook, put it in the Facebook groups. Be consistent about it. It'll pay off. Well, Andrew, it's paid off. We are literally, our downloads of content that we put up, our episodes, our videos, the reason we have correspondence, all that stuff, thousands and thousands of downloads. And we appreciate all of you. If you guys dig what we do, great. If this is your first time, buckle up. It's going to get bumpy. I'm going to explain the format because I feel like it's a 6-year reset. Andrew is a passionate boxing writer and fan. I am a cynical, idealistic prick who thinks that boxing should entertain me. And if the boxing match is not going to entertain me, Andrew, I can guarantee that there's a story today that is somewhat boxing related that has nothing to do with boxing or going to jail today. I'm going way off script on this one on one of my stories today. We will cover all of the fights that have happened since Thursday. Again, shout out to Sam Navajero. Great report. I just listened to it before we start. We're going to double up on a couple of the fights he covered, Andrew. And the only reason for that is the talent that was in the fight, right? They need to be talked about. And I want your feedback. And lastly, Andrew, we have a lot of news to cover, and we still have to do the preview for Pacquiao. And God damn, Andrew, this is a lot of shit. I will be in Vegas on Friday. I will be at the weigh-in. I will be doing a live betting show on Friday, Andrew, with none other than Bobby the Bookmaker. It's been confirmed. in the chat room. Bobby the Bookmaker will be making a live video appearance. We will shoot an actual betting show somewhere probably really cool in Vegas. I got to figure out somewhere where we can actually shoot it. What you'll see on the screen is probably a prop bet screen, and you'll see the two of us actually breaking it down. I'm pretty good at guessing, and that's the truth, guessing outcomes of fight. Andrew's pretty good at guessing outcomes at fight. Bobby makes it look like a science. He is our betting expert. It is a big fight, Andrew. It is a Vegas fight. I figure let's pull out all the stops. I will break down. I will leave the beach, right? We've moved the studio. Andrew knows this. I've moved the studio to the beach. That's why there's a backdrop and everything. I don't want you guys to be distracted by the waves and the opulence of the beach. Where it's, what's the weather like up there right now, Andrew?
It's a little warm. It's probably already 78 or so, maybe outside. I don't really know. Let me look. But it's warm today. It's been warm all week.
Do you want to know that it's 65 and slightly overcast here at the beach?
Yeah, definitely not that. No, sir.
I actually walked out and looked at all the surfers this morning. It's actually pretty funny. So there you go. Is everybody up to date now? Now, let's try this again. Hi, Andrew. I've caught up on all the business. How are you?
It's 78. Fool, told you.
78.
That's what I do for a living, you know?
So lame. It is. It is. Can you walk into almost any temperature now and go 112? Can you? I want to take you to Vegas. That's almost like a game. We should do that in Vegas and like videotape it.
Do it at an AC convention. I just thought of a game for an AC convention.
I think it's a great idea. I think it'd be the hit of the. Do you go to conventions?
No.
I'm sure
those are for bosses. Those are for bosses.
Not union grunts like you. Andrew, how was your boxing week?
Very good. Yes, entertaining. Fights all over the place, Friday to Saturday, so that's good. Seen a few upsets. And I don't know. Let's go through it. Let's get it started. I didn't watch the Amir Khan. Did you watch the Saudi Arabia thing?
I got the video for you, bro.
Nice.
I got you hooked up.
All right, I didn't watch that. I won't lie.
I'm wondering.
What did he do? Fight a lightweight or some shit? What was it?
Whatever. And he's now. We were joking about this on the platform last night, right? So we were chatting, the regulars and I. Shout out to all the FNR regulars, Kelly King, the boys, Jose, Javier as always. But
sorry.
Bobby actually made an appearance as well yesterday while we were watching fights. But the reason I bring that up, I started a joke about what Amir Khan was now. He's either the nickel, the pyrite. Sam came up with the zirconian champion. Andrew, how do you like that? Is he now the WBC zirconian champion? I don't know what fake ass WBC belt he won or bought on that trip.
Looked like out of a Cracker Jack box. That's what it looked like.
Whatever.
You could buy it this for Christmas. You could buy that at the on Amazon in the toy section. The belt was pathetic. It's one of the weakest WBC belts I've ever seen handed out. I would have, if I was the prince or whoever bought that in Saudi Arabia, I would at least ask for the diamond belt or the jewel. I mean, come on, these guys throw away money like there's no tomorrow. The fuck was that? Bad sale. Let's fire the sales rep at the WBC who got Saudi Arabia to buy that piece of shit belt. That's why I didn't watch. I'm not buying in. Look, people, you got to understand, we had a piece of shit WBC belt handed out, Cracker Jacks. And what was handed out to Diego De La Hoya, the guy beat him, Rios? The fucking WBA gold belt? What the hell is this shit? Lee, what? The WBA, they won't stop. They will not. The regular, the interim, the super.
Well, they want to get involved. There's no doubt, Andrew, that they want to get involved.
What is it? Right? The fifth title they have?
They got left out because of Suleiman, right? So Suleiman, it's hilarious. They should all have them now. Like there should be the IBF silver champion, the IBF gray champion.
Gold. They have the gold now. Remember, this is the same ones that have the regular and the super. And the intern.
It's ridiculous. I'm with you, bro. It's ridiculous. No doubt about it.
Hey, soon as you say something, sorry, Lee, but as soon as you say something like that to a casual, that's when they go, yeah, isn't boxing like, doesn't everyone say it's fixed? Well, they have like fucking 4 champions for every belt.
Well, they say it's fixed. Okay, so this happened last night, right? One of the fights in Carson took way too long. I think the main event, Ray Vargas, when they were doing the announcement of the Cometa fight, which we'll get into, but didn't they take forever? Didn't Oscar go and double check those scorecards to make sure they were correct before they actually announced it? Like, they took a long time, to the point where
seeing if Japan was going to come in with the final bid, Lee.
Funny. That's funny. That's actually really funny. All right, let's get to some of this boxing, shall we? We've got quite a bit of it. Let's start off on Thursday, where Ryota Murata took on Rob Brandt in their revenge grudge rematch from Japan. Andrew,
Top rank. Yeah, they really wanted this guy to win.
They really want this guy to win. I don't know if they drug Rob Brandt, but he didn't fight like the guy that I saw in Vegas. Certainly. Did you get a chance to watch the fight or just the clip?
No, I did. I watched it. Watched it at work. Shout out.
Rob Brandt did not fight the same period. It's almost like they flew him in literally 5 minutes before the fight.
And before I get fired, it's only because it was 2 rounds, correct?
Yeah, it is. We're watching the end of round number 2. You took 6-minute smoke break and watched the fight. Nothing wrong with it, Andrew.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
I don't want anyone to be like, ooh, got him. Sitting in an elevator room somewhere, Lee, just watching fucking fights.
Hey, you got reception. I'd call that a win. So, yeah. So what did we learn? That we're going to have a third fight now with Rob Brandt in Vegas again? Or do we just get rid of Rob Brandt before he figures out how to redial in this fight?
They almost have to, right? I mean, look, if there's not another opponent, say Triple G, doesn't come around, I don't think they'll do Billy Joe with Murata yet. I mean, they don't really know what they have in this guy. It took 3 shots at a world title for him to actually win one. This happened in his own country. He didn't have to fly for this. The other 2 he did. He lost. One he blamed. Remember, he blamed on diet or something like that. He blamed on the conditions when he fought in Nadam. Right. Then he comes back and loses to Brandt when he said he brought his own chef and he was 2 weeks or 2 months prepared for this trip and blah, blah, blah. He lost again. Now he goes back to Japan and destroys the guy in 2 rounds. Looks like every bit of the power puncher his record said he was going into these title shots. So I don't know what they do. Like I said, Rob Brandt is an easy win for him again out there in Japan, or they bring him back to America if they want to try to make him a crossover star. I don't really see a market here for him. It looks like he's a star out there. I don't know why they wouldn't just try to bring somebody out there again until, like I said, someone like Triple G is ready to cash in. Maybe a Saul Alvarez, but who knows? Who knows with Saul? Because Saul, we got the breaking news coming later on. But
we do.
So yeah, you know how Bob Arum's gonna run these things. If he just wants to keep the title, no, he fights another contender out there in Japan.
There you go. That knocks down the story of that rematch, which takes us to Showbox, the Next Generation, which happened on Thursday or Friday or whenever. I don't know shit about the Showbox card. Did you watch it at all, or are we just flying right through this?
No, you're gonna just go ahead and who won? I didn't even see this one.
Fighters we're never gonna hear from again. I didn't even go to the trouble of studying who won.
Yeah, very cool. Let's skip over.
Cool.
Hey, believe me, that series isn't sticking around that much longer, Lee. We ain't hurting nobody. I'm mad at Showtime. You know what? You know this, Lee. I've always been pissed off at Showtime for putting that shit on Xfinity. They put it on tape delay. Fucking 1 a.m. every time. You know what? I can go back, watch highlights. If I really wanted to see the guy, I could watch a replay. I don't need to record your stupid ass shit at 1 a.m. Play it live. You want me to watch it? Put it on like you do with all the other cable networks and put it on live for your people that pay for Showtime. I think it's bullshit. I pay for Showtime and I get a fight that's supposed to be live entertainment on tape delay. Get out of here. Skip over it.
Stressful, Andrew. I cut the cable this week. I officially cut the cable this week. I know this is weird. We've been talking about it in chat forums. I signed up and got Hulu Live TV, which has all the channels I watch, plus ESPN, plus Motor Trend. What more do I need?
No, I know. It's happening more and more.
It's $40 a month, and I get free Wi-Fi here at the beach, so why wouldn't I do it that way, right?
They knew it was coming. That's why they linked the other two up with TV.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. With all of that said, Andrew, let us move into the tale of Amir Khan, shall we? He took on Billy Dibb for the WBC cracker weight belt, jello weight belt. I don't know what the name of this belt was that the WBC built. I know that we covered it, and I should be a better reporter at this moment, Andrew. I'm just not.
What was the candy popcorn they used to sell? Is it Cracker Jacks?
Yeah, it's Cracker Jack.
All right. Yeah, that's what it was. That's where they got the belt from.
It was pretty crap, bro. It was pretty crap, no doubt. So Amir Khan flew out to Arabia, where Lawrence is, to fight Billy Dibb of Australia. Yes, you heard a much better telling of this fight by Sam Navajero because there was a fucking Australian in the fight.
Oh, sweet.
First, covered it well. So, Andrew, is Amir Khan back after beating Billy Dibb?
No. This was pathetic. This was a setup. They're trying to do a big fight. I guess they want to do, Amir Khan later on, possibly with Manny is the rumor. That's the name they threw out there, and it's possible. Look, Manny loves money. Saudi Arabia has money to throw around. I don't know what the desire is with this Amir Khan guy. He hasn't done nothing in a very long time, but they love him out there. They love him. He's a hit we've seen on Twitter, or his Instagram, whatever he has 2 million fucking followers on. He's a hit on there, and that's why he keeps getting paid. This was a joke. Wasn't this supposed to be an MMA fight or something, and the guy got hurt in a car accident? Is it?
Did he?
Yeah, well, the first opponent, Dibb is a replacement. The first opponent that he was supposed to take, nothing special. At first, I thought, oh, this guy must be from, like, Saudi Arabia. He's going to be the next big boxer. This is what their prince thinks, that whoever funded this thing. And, no, it was some guy with, like, 3 losses and 15 wins. He wasn't nothing special at all. He gets into a car accident, and then they go and get Billy Dibb.
Right. They had some kind of Saudi dude.
Yeah. So then this is the replacement. This guy fought for like a featherweight title or a bantamweight title not too long ago. Like he's nowhere near the welterweight level that Amir Khan is. So it was a joke. I didn't tune in. I know Billy Dibb. I remember Billy Dibb's name. He's not Amir Khan's size, and he's a replacement. I'm out.
Peace out. But Amir Khan is back for those Amir Khan fans that
he's not back. Don't fucking tell people that. He's not back. Amir Khan is a joke, everyone. You're a joke if you think he's special. At least point
he's back.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, let's move. Okay, we have Sam Navajero, who covered that in 30 seconds, far more concisely than we would have, which takes us over to Top Rank.
Hey, Lee, when we're rich, we should buy the WBA, WBC belts and like send them to like a fucking vacant arena or something. I think these guys will sell belts to anything. They'll show up for anything, Lee.
I'm pretty convinced, Andrew, that we could buy them right now on eBay, that it's not going to be that big a deal.
We don't even have to strike the lotto.
No.
Yeah.
That might be the next big Fight Net Radio giveaway. Forget the drinks. We'll just move right to that.
Give you a ranking.
So
we're giving you a ranking.
Yeah. We know people.
We know.
Raimundo's tied up with the IBF, so we can get him probably ranked. We'll be giving away the next Fight Net Radio giveaway is an IBF ranking and title belt.
The IBF is isn't their headquarters in South Africa or something though? You got to travel for the IBF. The WBA is in, where is it? Nicaragua. It's somewhere crazy. And WBC's in Mexico. We all know that. You got to travel for some of these things.
Terrible.
You want an IBF ranking? You're going to be fighting in South Africa, buddy.
That's all right.
That's all right.
I'm okay with that. IBF heavyweight champion, same belt held by Lennox Lewis.
I bet you it could happen so fast. They'd be like,
Boy.
oh, yeah, he can make weight? Fuck yeah, bring him over. We love knocking out Americans.
I'm pretty confident in that whole project. With all that said, I can already... Didn't I just give a great lecture about not being a character and doing character shit? And we're right on the verge of doing character shit, Andrew.
Sorry.
Lee Honish, heavyweight champion, IBF heavyweight champion, ranked #1. And I get the next Deontay Wilder fight. Okay, let's move over to Saturday, where we had another full day of boxing. I'm not going to cover this in any particular order other than how it was laid out on ESPN. Shout out to the obese one, Dan Rayfield, for doing a great job of getting those schedules out. I imagine he does it. Maybe he's got an assistant. I don't even know how he types. His fingers are so fucking fat, Andrew. How does he hit the keyboard? Never mind. I digress. Welcome to Top Rank Boxing on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Undercards went off on Plus. Main event went off on ESPN Main. There was a co-main. It was lame. I'm not going to talk about it. If you want to go find out that news, much like the left tackle of the Raiders, we've talked about it on this show. If you're looking for real news about some fighter that we've never covered, good luck. We cover. Sorry. I just feel bad for new people who happen on the show or listen to any of the broadcasts, Andrew, and they're like, aren't you going to cover that upset that happened in the co-main? That white MTK guy got the shaft.
He was 7-0-7 and a two-time national champ.
And he lost. Why aren't you covering it, bro? Because I don't care. I mean, I personally wouldn't care about Shakur Stevenson, but let's be perfectly honest. Bob has jammed him down my throat, Andrew, and made me care about, what is he, 11-0, 11-0 and 11 KO Shakur Stevenson, whatever it is, and the night and the pillow shit and
the pillow.
all the.
Don't remind me about the pillow. Is he gonna do this his whole career? Are we gonna get 10 years of pillows?
Yeah, we are.
And then they'll be more expensive as he gets richer, like Floyd.
On Saturday night, Shakur Stevenson took on Che Guevara.
I see a Gucci pillow coming in the future, Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
He's going to have a line. He's going to have a line
Versace.
of pillows and pillowcases, Andrew. Night pillows by Shakur Stevenson. That's a thing. That's going to happen.
It's going to happen on this pace. What is his third knockout in a row? He's undefeated. He's filling out. Go ahead.
Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Andrew, let me
Yes,
turn
sir.
on my microphone. Jesus. What'd you think of my boy Stevenson?
Well, I just laid it out for them. He's starting to look like he's filling out here as a pro. 3 knockouts in a row, I believe it was. So, once again, this was a replacement. It looked like a guy that knew his role too, right, Lee? When he went down with the low blow, he got up and he was like, oh, yeah, don't worry. I ain't even going to quit. Go ahead. Come on, ref. I'm ready. Give him props for that. But he knew damn well he wasn't going to win this fight. He had an opportunity to get out, and he didn't. He didn't even give us the hint of doing that. That's a good man for Top Rank.
Yeah, he sure is. And I'm sure he got paid, a good $5,000 for whatever the hell it was that we watched.
Hey,
the
Lee,
other night.
we've seen fighters do way worse on fouls, right? And they try to bail out with just those fouls.
I would have.
Yeah.
I even said it during the fight. If this guy if he had like pulled that low blow routine correctly, just cruise on over, bro. Take the end of the match. You know you're going to lose anyway. You know you're going to be a punching bag. I think that's why he intentionally gets Mexican fighters, because they just won't quit correctly. I love it. I didn't see that they threw the pillow in the ring. Oh, so lame. So lame.
Hey, you know, one day they're going to do that way too early. It's going to cause them a penalty or something.
I feel like I'm going to go online and be able to buy this thing.
Yeah, it's going to. Now that we've come up with another thing that we won't know until a few years down the line, now I'm interested in the pillow line. Will it be Versace? Will it be Gucci? What pillow would Floyd have had made if he was Shakur Stevenson back in the day as Money May? You know there would have been a money symbol one.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. But Mayweather stopped knocking people out a long time ago.
This is
Bob
true.
is high on this guy. I don't know why Bob is so high on this guy, Andrew. But Bob is...
I'm high on this guy, Andrew. You know, back in my day, this is the kind of fighter you sign to a long-term commitment, Andrew. Long-term.
I don't doubt top-ranked scouts. They're matchmakers. They're promoter. They seem to know what they're doing. So if they're high on Shakur Stevenson, there's a reason. And like I said, if you look at Shakur, he already seems like he's filling out as a pro. He looks bigger. So who knows where his power is going to go? You know, he's now getting into that stages of where he's going to be hitting the peak of his career. So and his power is increasing. Once again, was a backup. This is a replacement that he did this to, but it's 3 stoppages in a row, so his power is going up.
Well, perhaps Che Guevara can go back to being the freedom fighter from Cuba. Did I get that right? Is that what Che Guevara? Somebody's going to write me on that whole topic. Who cares? A couple of fights from London. Yes, they were covered at the top of the show, but I will cover it. I'm not going to actually run the video. I'm just going to talk about them briefly. Joe Joyce took on Brian Jennings, right, Andrew? This is the co-main to the main event of the Commonwealth on the London card that happened for DAZN. The reason I'm bringing it up is the fact that Joe Joyce is being manufactured here, right?
And Jennings is American.
What?
Jennings is American. You're reporting it because of that too.
Well, yes, but he got his ass handed to him for 12 straight rounds, Andrew. I mean, it wasn't.
I think it's a win for Bryant Jennings. Look at Joy Joyce.
Got 12 rounds?
Yeah. This guy is supposed to be the next big thing, fighting a ex-title contender with only, less than 10 fights under his belt. Jennings went 12 rounds with them. He took it. It wasn't impressive, but it wasn't an annihilation. He will get another shot. And right now, I think that's all Jennings is running for. What's bad about Joy Joyce in this fight is Jennings wasn't there to win. He was there to collect a check. You should have been able to break that spirit and get him out of there. Jennings is a blue-collar worker who turned boxer. While he was on the rise to fighting for a world title, they had pictures of this man. I believe he was from a moving company or UPS or something like that. But he had a day job, Lee. He's just trying to stay out of that day job. And as long as you're in the heavyweight picture, you're making more than $60,000 or $50,000, whatever UPS pays. What do you think UPS pays? They pay more? Do they pay $70,000, $80,000?
They're union, bro. They're union.
All right, so they make good money, but it's not heavyweight contender money, right? He's making $100,000 or so in these fights, fighting in fights like this. He went 12 rounds with Joyce. He will get another shot. Win for Jennings. For Joy Joyce, we got a lot of work to do. Very boring fight. No, just wasn't impressed. So.
Okay. Oh, we covered it. Almost like I care. I care more about the Joe Joyce angle, and I think that's what's important. Which takes us to the main event of the evening. Yes, again, covered by our international Southern Hemisphere correspondent, but we will talk about it briefly because, again, they're manufacturing another heavyweight to fight someone, right? Daniel Dubois takes on Nathan Gorman. For those of you who don't know, Nathan Gorman would be the big, fat, shaved-headed white guy who has my exact same body type. And this one didn't go very long. I'll tell you my favorite part of BT Sports, Andrew, in general. English announcers make boxing sound so civilized. Look, there's his mom sitting ringside. She's been standing all night. Every time the fight is up. What a good lad he is. You know that he goes and fetches her the paper every morning before work. She works down at the local sweets shop.
That's
right?
very good, Lee. Yes, sir.
It's
yes,
so
sir.
true. It's so true. I cannot tell you how
in
much
America
more.
we hear she used to make him fight for $5. Whoever kid could beat up her son.
You know, we heard it in the Shakur Stevenson fight. You know,
no,
a kid
Crawford.
Who came from such a rocky
it was
upbringing
Crawford, wasn't
and...
it? Crawford. Crawford.
Yes. What a pile of horseshit. Like in this fight, look, there's the girlfriend. She's dutifully stood at his side forever.
No laughing joke. But we have moms that are shot. We have moms that have been, taken advantage of in front of their kids. Rest in peace, Johnny Tapia. So you're absolutely right. Yes. Dad used to beat mom. We have all the stories in America. We have all the stories.
Yes.
I hear you.
Hilarious.
I hear you. This was the Phantom Punch.
The difference.
This was the Phantom Punch, Lee. Did he land the right hand?
I don't know.
Watch, you'll see it.
Okay.
There's many there's many freeze photos of this. It's questionable, man. Did Gotham, what's his name?
Well, his head split open on one of these shots. No, he hit him. And he split him open with the punch.
I didn't see it on the replay.
Okay. Hold on.
No, yours is being all choppy on my side. It's probably
I know, and that's just the way it works. But look on his head right now. There's no cut. Right? When he hits him now, look, there's a cut. He hit him. I don't know if it just grazed him or it scared the shit out of him. But the white whale be no more. Moby Dick is done. And Daniel Dubois is now the Commonwealth champion, which Sam explained to me during the fight. See that cut on his head, Andrew? That's legit.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Daniel Dubois is now the Commonwealth champion, which according to Sam...
It's a very glancing blow. I will describe it. I watched it. It was like, okay. But he did split him open. So I'll give him that. Right now, everyone is trying to get a heavyweight contender, Lee. You got Tyson Fury and what was Anthony Joshua, right, over there making big money for people. You get a shot at them, you're getting big money. So that's why you keep saying they're manufacturing heavyweights over there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they are. They need them. We got a lot of heavyweight stuff going on. That's why we actually I was trying to show the stuff from the Showbox card because they put on two fights that were heavyweight fighters, not contenders, but heavyweight fighters. Everybody's manufacturing a heavyweight right now. That seems to be the big move.
With one dirty test, Lee, we had a heavyweight fighter named Andrew Ruiz making $700,000 a fight, jump up all the way to $4 million guaranteed with a rematch clause of $15 million. That's the lotto ticket everyone's trying to get right now.
As they should, right? That's what they should be doing.
Jarrell Miller.
Let's talk about another.
Wait. One more for him. I like fucking with people. Jarrell Miller has proved to us, shoot up. He was going to get $5 million, gets dirty on 3 fucking tests, and now is going to in the lead to fight Tyson Fury for probably another $5 million. Stop it.
That's a thing. That's a real thing. Let's move on to Upset Saturday, which continued. So apparently, Oscar had a.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
What?
Are you fucking gonna talk about this shit?
Talk about what? I didn't hear anything.
What's up with you, bro? Why are you gonna let that fucking white guy talk shit? Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna really do that?
I must have missed something. I must have missed something. What are we talking about?
You don't know?
Nope.
You don't know? Why are you playing stupid?
I have no idea. Oh, is it your? Oh, am I looking at your cousin?
Not only my fucking cousin, bro, my undefeated prospect at the beginning of the show got his shit handed to him too.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold off on the whole like prospecting because if he was prospect, he wouldn't be fighting on the undercard that really didn't even have a. You didn't have him on the really TV undercard. If you know, in my opinion. So
he was kicking off the fucking car, bro.
You know damn well he was a learning project. He's on the job, Oscar. Don't fuck. I know it's your cousin. You want to say he was bigger than what he was.
Hey.
Everyone's.
I know you produced the show.
Everybody's trying to make it seem like.
No, bro. This is not cool.
Bullshit.
I come on here every week and try to help support you. I know I've been in this hotel room now for like 4 weeks, right?
I didn't see you last night. I definitely didn't. Were you there last night?
I'm still in Vegas, bro. I'm still in Vegas. If you stay here long enough, bro, guess what? There's another fight just around the corner. It's the way it works. Don't fuck with me. You better talk to the white guy.
I don't think I've ever done that on camera before. All right. If you're not watching the video of this, I highly recommend go to fightnetradio.com, click on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Watch the video version of this episode if you're just listening to the audio. I get that we have an audio audience. That's why we still do podcasts and broadcasts. Everybody calm down. This is what happened when I typed in Diego De La Hoya and Ronnie Rios into the old Google machine, Andrew. And to say that it makes me happy, strangely makes me happy.
No, there's
in
no
a way
need
that
for that.
Well, here's what I want to point out, right? This is on the video portion. What you're looking at is the fact that somehow there is no video of him getting beat at all. It doesn't exist out in space. Nobody clipped off the cart. Ronnie Rios didn't get a highlight reel. It was literally a photo on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook that was put out by Golden Boy Boxing. So, Andrew, I'm going one step further because I think Ronnie Rios deserves it. Probably get this episode blackballed. Here you go, Andrew. The round that ended it all.
Round 2?
So, no, it was round 5 or 6 where this all went sideways for him.
Nah, it was really round 2, but I'll give him round 5 or 6. But it was really round 2 that ended it for De La Hoya.
All right. So Oscar invested into the name of De La Hoya in his cousin. I'm assuming that there are many De La Hoyas to be had, Andrew. But this is round 4 is the last round of this fight. Is it round 4? It might be round 5. I think I put it back a little bit just because I assumed you were going to go on some kind of tirade about Oscar over pushing his cousin who has clearly not been ready for this level of the spotlight. Like Rios, if you understand the backstory or if it's true based on anything Sergio Mora says, and I don't know if anything Sergio Mora says is true, other than I did my homework for the fight. Rios has been hunting for De La Hoya for quite some time and calling him out and trying to get his hands on him, apparently, according to...
Yeah, and I don't know why. I mean, that's not Oscar in there. That's not a Olympian. He's a guy with the name. That's it. It's a good fight.
Well,
what scares me
yes.
more about, huh?
Jumped off the fight. I don't know how they're doing it. Miracle workers over at Golden Boy, how they pull that stuff off, Andrew. Miracle workers. Go ahead.
Were they setting up De La Hoya to fight Ray Vargas if he was to win last night? Look at Rios already fought Vargas. He's already fought him for 2 world titles, lost them both, I believe. And it was like, why? Why so early? Why now? He wasn't ready. Look, not only does De La Hoya look like he's fighting out of his division, the power was never there. We have talked about this before on previous fights. When you watch him, last night he landed beautiful shots. Big right hands were landing. It was just a 22 versus a 38. Seriously, there was no. Rios at the end has no respect for what De La Hoya is offering and is just walking through it with the left hook, crushing him with the left hook. Shame on Joel Diaz for not being able to talk De La Hoya out of it. If I was De La Hoya's team, I'm looking at a new trainer. That should have been his moment to get his fighter to turn his style. It's not plan A is not fucking working. We got to go to plan B. He never did that. And the kid technically is better than Rios. If you guys watch the fight, Rios is only doing good when the kid's inside exchanging with him because the power isn't the same. You got to move. And I heard him screaming it, but something needs, they got to bring out, they need to hear what Joel Diaz was trying to tell his fighter. And if it ain't, you need to fucking move. You need to stay on the outside, work behind a jab. The only time the kid threw a jab was on the 1-2. He didn't stay behind the jab. Now, it was a lot of bad going on in there, but this was not the future of Golden Boy. And that's what people are trying to put out there and stop it. I believe the De La Hoya team invested more into Oscar's company than Oscar did into his cousin. He was learning on the job. He's 21-0-10, and they gave him a shot.
Hey, I told you about this, right? I'll kick your ass, bro.
Stop it. And it was round 2. If you guys watched the fight, round 2, the kid
Carlos
knew.
De La Hoya. Hey, Andrew, I love Carlos De La Hoya. Love that kid. Don't talk shit about Carlos at all right? He took his first loss like a man.
He did. Oh, I know, Mexican style. I hope they're all happy about that. Should have been more Juan Manuel Marquez style, but
Carlos,
no.
Marcos, Sam, Coyote. What's the fucking kid's name, Andrew?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, the De La Hoya.
Diego?
What's my cousin's name?
Diego.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Diego. That's what I meant to say, even though it's right on the screen.
That's actually a really good joke, and I don't know why you never jumped on that.
If you guys
when
watch,
I flew out Carlos 3 times in a row, you were going to go, Oscar, you didn't know the name, which would have set up the joke, Andrew. I don't know why we're doing live production in the middle of a joke. Yeah.
If you guys watch the whole Golden Boy staff, they kind of know what's going on. The Eric Gomez looks sick in his stomach as he's watching the final 2 rounds.
That's because Oscar's really in a hotel room in Vegas.
Yeah, Oscar's not there. I don't see Oscar at all at the ringside.
He was watching it in a bar in Pasadena. I'm sure that'll surface shortly. Main event of the evening.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah.
One thing you missed, Lee. Oscar didn't teach his cousin how to stay down on the body shot. You don't get up
Carlos
and quit.
Did great, bro. Carlos did great.
He got up and he quit. Okay, and that's bad.
Yes, he did. And in fact, it's been translated that he quit. For those of you who don't know, when the referee asked him, he's like, no, I quit.
Yeah, he's looking at the ground. He's not trying. Yeah, he ain't trying to have it. He's done. And that looks like a broken mental fighter. So now as he moves forward, see, when Oscar tells you, hey, you're getting your ass kicked, take the body shot, punch the ground, claim it was a good punch, come back to live another day, at least make another paycheck.
Carlos is a stud, bro. Get it
with
right.
this outcome, he's now turned into Miguel Cotto. You remember when Miguel Cotto lost to Antonio Margarito, looked at his corner, shook his head no on one knee? Everybody said this guy will never be the same. He'll never be the same. Then, like the very next fight or 2 fights later, he has to take on Joshua Clottey and gets one of the worst cuts a welterweight championship belt has seen in a long time and cannot quit for like the next 8 rounds because he just quit in the fight previous. I think Clottey had a lot to do. Everyone gives Margarito the one that hurt Cotto's career. I really thought Clottey damaged Cotto's career even more because that beating comes right after Margarito, and there's nothing Cotto can do but keep pushing forward. He knows we all know he's getting the decision, right? Top Rank's not giving it to the African Joshua Clottey. African fighters, from some reason, Lee, in boxing, they don't really get good on scorecards at the end of fights, right? So Cotto knew he was going to win. All he had to do is keep pushing forward for the 12th round, and his eye is looking worse and worse. And so now with Diego looking like he quit last night, and his next step-up fight, there's nothing he can do but push forward, even though I don't see a future for him in the elite level of boxing. The power is not there. And if he doesn't learn how to box, which that's not Mexican style, so I don't know if that's what he was doing the other night. He couldn't move backwards because he didn't want to hear what he was about to see on social media, or read, what he was about to see on social media. Then he's not going to have a career in this, because you can't fight. Ray Vargas, come on, knocks your ass out. Daniel Roman knocks your ass out. These guys are heavy hitters, man. Don't even think about stepping up. He can't step up. There's no bigger weight class for Diego De La Hoya, not right now. And through the size, what he looks like in his prime, I don't see that happening in the future. Lee, he did at the end of the fight, did he not look like the 40-year-old, all pudgy? His face was all swollen. This kid's like, what, 22 years old? Where the fuck is his cut? Where's his trainer? Come on, this is not 1980 anymore. These guys are all training like professional athletes now. You better step your game up. Fucking Andy. Andy Ruiz like, fuck you, dude. Eating tacos.
I should probably do more homework and probably make Andy Ruiz a regular now that he's a world competitor. So they're doing ice raids. This is way off topic, but they're doing ice raids this weekend in San Diego. Everybody knows it's in the news, right?
Yeah.
So when they head down to the border town that he lives in and they knock on his door, what country is he going to qualify he's from?
Eesh.
Just putting it out there. Just saying. I don't care what anybody says. Those ICE detention centers look like shit, man. They fucking kill babies. I mean, don't you read the news, Andrew?
Yeah, no, it's not. That's not good. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, he might have to get Merkin real fast.
He might pull out a birth
main event of the
certificate.
evening from Carson, California. DAZN. And you're saying, Lee, where's the video? Clearly, DAZN, the channel, is not going to allow me to do what I'm doing with it, which it keeps cutting out. And again, there are no video highlights. What a shocker. I don't know if this is the evening that Golden Boy wanted, but whatever the case, we'll talk about it briefly. Ray Vargas took on Tomoki Kamita, who speaks Japanese and Spanish.
It's awesome.
Which is the craziest shit ever. Kamita is also married to a woman named Cuevas, and they live in Japan.
It always seems like all foreign athletes speak English and their native language. It's only here in America.
There's no English in this. There's no English in this fight, Andrew. It's Japanese or Spanish.
Oh, well, he's still new too. Lee.
By the way, shout out to Kamita's wife. She's hot. No doubt. Liked what she did with her hair for the fight. Again, here's the difference between the English broadcast and the American broadcast. There's Kamita's wife. She's really worried, bro. Like that whole Sergio Mora frantic. I was doing homework on Kamita's wife, Cuevas. I was stalking her, okay? I was like following her around the other day, and that's what I thought he was. I really like, he talked about her so much. I was waiting for him to say that he was trolling her on social media or stalking her in real life down in Carson. But Tomoki Kameda took on Ray Vargas for the WBC junior featherweight title. And basically, at the end of the day, it was a tale of two fights. The first 3 rounds, which were all Tomoki Kameda, and then the rest of the fight, which was all Ray Vargas. But my favorite part of the fight was somewhere around round 8 or 9. Did you catch this? They put up stats about power punching, and Kameda was winning on power punching. And so they had to, so Sergio, being the good company guy that he is for DAZN and Golden Boy, went immediately into, well, that doesn't really tell the story of the fight. Okay, bro, calm down. We all know Vargas looks busier and he's controlling the action in the ring, which with California referees will always get you a decision. You don't actually have to hit a guy in California. You just have to keep pressing the fight and moving your arms like you're fighting, and you will get a 12-round decision in California, Andrew. That is my final analysis, because Kameda dropped some hammers on Vargas, actually won the battle of the power shot. Ray Vargas ultimately, to keep Kameda on the outside, I'm going to sound like I watched this fight again, which I did. Vargas, after about 3 rounds of getting his shit handed to him inside, Andrew, ultimately it moved into Vargas actually knowing that he knew how to box and established a jab and kept Kameda off of him for the remaining 9 rounds of the fight. That's the story of the fight, outside of Kameda being married to Cuevas and living in Japan and speaking Spanish and Japanese, which was brought up so many times on the telecast that I almost found it ridiculous. Your feedback.
Ray Vargas is proven.
I did a pretty good job. I thought I did a pretty good job on that one, Andrew.
Yes, you did. He proved last night he's good at a little bit of everything in this ring. One of the best fighters right now, using his height, the leverage with the right hand. It's going to be a nightmare in the 122 division. It's his defense, little suspect. The chin is awesome. He was taking some shots. Totally agree. Kameda won the power punch battle. Problem was he didn't throw enough of them, but he was throwing 2 to 3 every time, where Vargas was really throwing only a 2 jab right hand, double jab right hand. So in the output, he was landing more, but the power punching, yeah, you could see how it was playing out. I thought he was going to hurt Vargas at some point in that fight, Lee. One of the two. I mean, both of them showed an incredible chin. I think both of them are going to move forward, have more fights to come on DAZN. I wouldn't let either man go. They put in a hell of a fight, even though Kameda now 3 fights against the elites. He's taken defeat. He still should get another shot at this. But yeah, Ray Vargas, I don't know, Daniel Roman, he's been undefeated for a while. He's taken out 2 undefeated fighters. He's 29 years old, so he's at the peak of his prime right now. He can fight him, unify the belts. It's a great fight. You got Guillermo Rigondeaux sitting up there. He's come back, has a win, but he does fight for PBC, so we don't know how that plays out. Who else is in that division? There's some.
They're junior featherweights. I could give 2.
They're bantamweights. They're 122s, but they're starting to become. Dog Boy, the guy that beat him, Navarre. He's there too. The one, Dogbo. Dogbo. The guy, the Mexican that defeated him twice. He's at that division too. I believe he only has 1 defeat.
This is Teddy Atlas. Andrew, what weight class is this?
122, man, bantamweights, but they got some hitters.
They cannot be ranked in the top 10
you're
pound
crazy.
per pound.
We're crazy. In the history of boxing, as long as there's...
It should be guys like Mike Tyson.
Shut the hell up.
Let me tell you a Mike Tyson story, Andrew.
Oh, fuck.
Did you know that Mike Tyson once ate a junior featherweight?
I'm proud of that one. I'm actually proud of that one.
They have some interesting matchups in this division. ESPN has worked with DAZN, so look for the 2 Mexicans, the 2 leaders of that division, to face off, to unify. You got Roman, who fights already for, I believe, Golden Boy. So that's a fight that could be made. These 3 could keep their schedule busy for a while, and you throw in a Guillermo Rigondeaux, and you got another fight right there with the legend. So interesting thing developing. You got Ronnie Rios coming back, right? I believe that is also in the division. Yes, he's ranked number 10 right now. So Ronnie Rios, with knocking out Diego De La Hoya, they can throw him in the mix with these three guys. Yeah, the bantamweights, they're interesting. They got it going right now. Ray Vargas is the leader of the pack, though. I believe he's like the Mexican Tommy Hearns of that division. That boy, when he throws that jab right hand from using his height, he's got some leverage on that punch. It was impressive how Kamita was walking through those on both ends, but Kamita, because he was taking some punches at a downward angle.
So there you go. The tale of Ray Vargas and Tomoki Kamita. The end of we'll probably see Kamita again, I guess. I don't know.
You
Maybe
have
Bob will
yeah.
sign him.
Yeah, I think you will.
Bob will sign him.
I think you will. I think all of the bantamweights last night you're going to see again, even because of his name.
I don't know how long Ray Vargas can stay at that weight. He looked monstrous for that weight class.
We say that every time, though. He has 5 title defenses, and I think that was his 5th. Yeah, 5 title defenses now.
And even Mora brought it up, and I hate to agree with Sergio Mora on anything recorded, but he brought it up too. He's like, how long can he keep making this weight? Like, it's almost ridiculous. Like, he cuts weight, makes that weight. He's usually 3 feet taller than everybody that he fights. Good for Ray Vargas. I mean, it's working for him. He's got a main event.
Don't knock him. Yeah, 5 title defenses.
Call him, Andrew. Just don't call him pound for pound.
Just saying. Oh, by the way, for our 3 PBC fans, and if you're a PBC fan and you listen to the show, I don't know how that's a thing, but it could happen. Apparently you had boxing on Fox Sports 1 last night. Neither Andrew nor myself nor my international correspondent nor our contract player watched this fight or is putting in a report about this fight. The only one who watched it is one of the FNR regulars by the name of Javier Jurado. Shout out to Javier. And he didn't even give a report in the chat room. So there were PBC fights. Go check them out.
Now, there was something that happened on Fox Sports 1's website or their Twitter account yesterday that totally showed the status of the PBC right now. A tweet was put out right before this fight. Who is currently the best super middle? Yes, watch this, Lee. Who is currently the best super middleweight boxer? ? This is on Fox Sports.
Wrote middleweight. They didn't put super middleweight. They just put middleweight. Yeah. You sent
No, they
this to me
put best super middleweight. Damn it. Read it.
Okay. All right.
Anthony Durrell, David Benavidez, Khalid Plant, and Caleb. I always say, you know what, Lee? Caleb Plant, and other.
I met him. I like the kid. I actually like the kid.
Over 10,000 people voted, Lee.
Yeah.
4% for Durrell, 11% for Benavidez, 7% for Plant, and 78% for other. TBA.
Right. Now, here's why this is funny. So let's break this whole thing.
Oh, my God. Talk about a backfire.
Let me put this up on the screen so we've actually got video of it. For those of you, just go to Fox Sports. It's PBC on Fox is where you will actually find the tweet. You'll probably find it on their Facebook page as well. I will add this to the video so everybody can see it. There. Pull it back. There you go. There's my cell phone for you guys. Okay. Here's the interesting part about this whole thing, Andrew, and why I'm intrigued with it completely. First of all, they're all PBC fighters. I think they were hoping that they'd find a standout PBC in the file. And if of those 3, the standout PBC fighter was David Benavidez, if you gave me those 3 names and said, which one do you think is going to be the fan favorite? I didn't think it was going to be David Benavidez. I would have thought Anthony Durrell. They've certainly invested more time and effort into Anthony Durrell, right?
Right.
Then they have Caleb or Benavidez. And in fact, Durrell is the least liked, right? Durrell is like their middleweight guy. That's the guy they've been jamming down our throat. For those of you who don't know, really, seriously, this is their middleweight choice.
Every title elimination fight.
Right? Benavidez and Plant. Plant has the title, for God's sakes. Well, all right. Here's the other thing for those of you who don't follow boxing or you just casually listen to this show, which I don't understand. You're trying to find out who the best super middleweight boxer is in a division that has Triple G and Canelo Alvarez. And you didn't
Smith, Callum Smith.
WTF, bro? Like, did they think this was going to go well for them? Look, the casual fans, the people who vote on this shit, Andrew, this is Twitter, first of all. All right, so this is just going to be casual, like either writers or at least hipper millennial boxing fans. The fan base that they tweeted this to, how are they not all going to pick Canelo Alvarez? Like, in their mind, that's who they're voting for with other. Why wouldn't you just leave off other? Just put those three names. Those are your three fighters.
I mean, Lee, do you know how many UK guys would have voted for Billy Joe Sanders in that category? I mean, there's an argument Billy Joe's better than those three names right there.
There's a strong. Well, he's far more entertaining, at least from my perspective.
You know? Yeah. So just talk about a backfire. I mean, and then that went viral, at least in the boxing world. You know, they called him the boxing whisperer a few years back. That's really starting to backfire.
Al Heyman is out of touch. He's living in a closet with, like, I picture him like some crazy shut-in who lives in the dark, right? Like he's got long nails and long hair, and he's walking around, and he looks like here's a Star Wars reference. What is it? Emperor Palpatine. Like he's got sunken eyes, big giant retinas, and he's walking around his house going, I could save the PBC. I could save it. I could save it, Andrew. Fucking Fox people. I don't know why he sounds like Bob in my mind.
We won't know how much money he made until it's all over with. Until you see the lawsuits coming out on fighters for their contracts that were supposed to be guaranteed and they didn't live up to it. We won't really know how much Al Heyman was making on the double ending all of these fights. But the platform has failed these fighters. You might have you might have one shining star in Deontay Wilder who might make it out of this, making multi-million-dollar fights as he goes on. A lot of these other guys are going to go back to either journeyman level, right? He was overpaying a lot of journeyman fighters, taking them out of the rankings, out of other that could have went on to fight for top rank and Golden Boy off of some of their prospects. He was overpaying them to keep his cards filled. You're going to have some guys that are supposed to be the face of this sport, supposed to at least be the new main event, of this sport, that were nothing more but 1 million views on Fox, 1 million views on Showtime, making a lot less money than if they were fighting for top rank on pay-per-view or DAZN or any of these others.
I completely agree. Take a deep breath, everybody. Andrew, reload your coffee cup. We are at the halfway point of this show. And this is a great opportunity to reinsert. Go to Fight Net Radio. Sign up. Please go like us and follow us on social media, primarily on Facebook. I think I've got it completely updated. My running joke now is sign up and follow Fight Net Radio on Facebook for more boxing stuff. That's what we provide, boxing stuff. I don't even know what it is that we actually provide, Andrew. I'm sure there are more technical people. I'm sure there are people who know backgrounds and records and actually Steve Kim exists in the universe, Andrew. So there are guys who know records, who people have fought, really, really cool shit. You do that shit too. It's really cool. That's not what we do.
I got box rec for that. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. I, on the other hand, believe that I just want to be entertained by boxing and its cast of characters. So go follow us, like us. We would appreciate it. Join the over 10 million listeners and viewers of our programs and videos. And there's a lot. There's a lot of people following, listening, watching our videos, downloading, involved in everything we do. So we appreciate it. Please also support our sponsors. Yes. Go to Vegas.com. We are a week away from Manny Pacquiao. We'll be talking about it shortly. You're probably going to need a hotel room for that stay, right? So just go to LasVegasDiscount.net, LasVegasDiscount.net, put in the dates for your hotel stay, and I'll give you a quick update on where you should be staying on LasVegasDiscount.net. Let me ditch the picture of me and go straight to a screen. So LasVegasDiscount.net says that the place you should be staying for the Manny Pacquiao fight so that it's reasonable. By the way, I just booked my suite for Friday to Sunday, Andrew. Did you already walk off camera?
No, I have no reason to. I would have, but I have no reason to.
All right. Would you be going under normal circumstances to this fight, Andrew, given a chance?
I don't know. Maybe on a Friday to Sunday thing, but no, I'm not. It doesn't interest me. The PBC don't interest me. I mean, what's this lead to? A Spence fight? Maybe. I don't even know the future of the PBC. There's been so many rumors about them, so we'll see. And I'm not, Lee. I want your prediction to come true. Don't get me wrong here. But am I interested in Mayweather versus Pacquiao too? Fuck no, especially not at their prices. You know it's going to be $100 event.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Depending on how you're going to go or who you're going with or what your budget is for the fight, go to LasVegasDiscount.net. Actually, I like this deal for Bally's at $150. That puts you really close to the MGM, Andrew. Puts you right on the monorail. That does a lot for you at $150. For that kind of weekend, and I already know the prices, it's pretty crowded this weekend. There's a lot going on in Vegas. Yeah, stay away from some of these discount places. Silverton for $100 is a pretty good deal. But if it were me, Andrew, I think that the deal here, if you're going to the fight, is once again Tropicana at 153 right across the street, Andrew. Can't beat that. You're walking right over that overhang. So save over 50%. Go to LasVegasDiscount.net. If that's not in your budget, here's some advice. Type in Airbnb55 and claim your credit. Yes, that's me. Go to Airbnb55. Sign up, get a $55 credit. I've sent that out to you so that you guys can ultimately go to Vegas at a reasonable price. Moving on now to stories of the past week. We will start right off, Andrew, right out of the gate, if it'll come up. There we go. Tyson Fury jokes on the telecast. He will fight David Haye next as the pair laugh off the awkward reunion at the Daniel Dubois-Nathan Gorman fight. For those of you who didn't watch the English card, which I did, Tyson Fury was everywhere. He was on with David Haye. He was sitting ringside. He ushered his son over. He didn't really say anything other than, I'm fighting Deontay in February. He did reiterate that. With that said, he does want to fight before the end of the year and basically said, I'm going to fight anybody. Like Tyson Fury is now on the I'm going to fight anybody boat,
Yeah,
Andrew.
that's not a good future. If he is going to fight anybody, because there's a risk of him getting hurt in that fight, and then the February fight is off with Deontay Wilder. It's very close anyways. Their earliest or latest they could do is maybe November. Early November? I couldn't even see a fight going in late November, then him being ready for Deontay in a February matchup. This ain't WWE. So I don't like it. I don't like him fighting that close back to back on before a big match like Wilder, who we've seen. Wilder has the power to knock Tyson Fury out. So it wasn't a cakewalk for Fury. We have him winning, but definitely there was 2 times in that fight where he easily could have been stopped. So I wish he would just sign the Wilder fight, and let's do that in early 2020.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Andrew. I'm completely intrigued with
Lee. Do you have any interest in David Haye? I mean, I don't want to. They're making me look like a bad boxing reporter for not wanting to stay home on that Saturday night to watch another Schwartz matchup. I'm done. Like, we get it. You're the lineal champ of the world. I don't need to see you fight David Haye.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. I completely agree with that sentence. Not to mention he's, even in that photo, I mean, he's like 20 feet taller. I get what Tyson's doing. Right?
That's true. That is true. Haye was a cruiserweight. You're right about that.
I get that he's looking for some kind of action. I think Tyson has figured out sort of his niche of being the outspoken crazy one.
Oh,
and that's
wow.
what he's doing.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's not even fair.
No, it's not even fair. It's ridiculous, actually. So
that's a Mir Khan. Looks like a Mir Khan Billy Dib.
Yeah, no doubt. But I digress. There you go. There's your Tyson Fury update. Nothing really came out of Tyson Fury being on those telecasts last night, Andrew. I didn't glean anything other than he just made his presence felt because it was a Frank Warren event, right? So Frank Warren took almost every opportunity to put over his boy as best possible.
Yeah. Yep. Put his face on camera whenever you can. You know, this was on DAZN, correct?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So, they're played throughout the world.
So there you go. So whatever stories you think you're going to hear about what he said and what he didn't say, he called everyone out, including David Haye, but nothing new came of it. With that said, Deontay Wilder sends a message to Dillian Whyte. I know that it has 2 parts to this. I just think that this is freaking hilarious. So for those who don't know, Dillian Whyte is fighting next weekend. He has been shit upon in this division epically. We've covered it repeatedly, Andrew. He's fighting on the same night as Manny Pacquiao, so once again, he is getting shat upon. We will be sending our international correspondent to bring back a report about this fight because Andrew and I will be watching Manny Pacquiao, for God's sakes. Here is what I loved you. God bless you, Deontay, for your quotes. It's been 600 days, man. Get the fuck out of here. Like you in prison, striking the wall. He then went on to say, Dillian Whyte, I want you to listen to me. If you continue to win, you ain't got to worry. I'm coming to you. I don't know why Deontay's got to be a dick about it, because clearly he's being protected by the PBC, or he's right. It's been 600 days since he's been the number 1 contender, Andrew.
That's almost like when your girlfriend asks you, are you cheating on me? And you tell her, I come home to you, don't I? You're really not saying you are, you're not, right? You're just making it seem like you're the number 1. That's all he's doing there. Oh, don't worry, keep winning and I'll come to you. Motherfucker, it's been 2 years. It's been 2. When's the coming gonna happen? Stop it already. This is bullshit. Dillian Whyte needs to go full Larry Holmes on Deontay the next time he sees Deontay in public. And I'm talking go over a car and come with the flying kick, dude. Fucking just put it all on the line. If the guy won't fight you in the ring, work his ass outside of the ring. And it worked for Dominic Breezel. Hey, Lee, am I lying? Dominic Breezel got into an altercation in a casino. Where did it land him? A $5 million payday. If I'm Dillian Whyte, you're going to have to get ugly. It's not going to look good when it first happens. But I think the next time you see Deontay Wilder in public, you might have to exchange hands, words, whatever. The bullshit's over. If you want your title shot, and then I would check with Suleiman. You might want to throw some little money in Suleiman's wallet so he doesn't take your ranking away. You can work that out. Trust me. The fucking man, he'll sell anything.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Just say, hey, look, I got to make this happen for my family. See what Sully, he might say, hey, 10 grand, I won't even fucking bat an eye. You do whatever you want. Have one of your guys shoot at him. I don't give a shit.
There you go, Andrew.
At least he gets his fight, right? Lee, how else is he going to get his fight? Look, he's going to knock out. Oscar Rivas is undefeated, I believe. He can knock him out next week. What's Deontay going to tell him? That's cool. You won. Keep winning. I'm coming, dog.
Yeah. Right. Okay, as soon as you beat Andy Ruiz, because then you got a belt, I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you. What the fuck? Get out of here. Are you cheating on me?
Hilarious. That whole saga is just hilarious.
It's a joke. It's a joke. He's got to punk him. He's got to hurt his street credential. That's how you're going to get to fight Deontay Wilder. To get Deontay out of following the commands of his owners in Al Heyman and Steven Espinoza, you got to hurt his street cred. So you got to meet him out there in the street and put hands on him. Have someone put hands on him. If you don't want to get suspended, have your teammate do it. But something's got to happen. I'm not telling you to do it. I just think this is what he has to do to get this fight. Sorry.
I completely agree. I think that ultimately it's a big pile of crap that has perpetuated itself, right? So it's just become this tolerable thing that we just accept this craziness. We like Dillian White literally became the shit upon guy in this division, and it just
in every way.
I don't know, to just pile on is dickish.
What they have done to him in the rankings and what his promoter did to him in public, he has been shitted on in the heavyweight division in every way. At least they're paying him. He's making millions. I'm hoping he's making millions next weekend when he fights Oscar Rivas, and then you can at least say my family's eating good. But the whole slavery comments the other day that Barry Hearn dropped on him, the way Suleiman and them, with the integrity of the sport, and we back our fighters. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. The dude's been your mandatory for 2 years. You ain't done nothing for him. And then the way Deontay throws him around in this, it's all a joke. It is all a joke. I hope he's just getting paid.
I completely agree. I think it's
Lee, this is a question for you the next time you're at a fight. You need to know if he's gotten step-aside money. We got to ask someone, and maybe even Raymundo. Raymundo's got connections. I want to know, because it always makes me feel better, right? Like Triple G, for an example. No one wants to fight him. Oh, no, he's the GOAT, the black horse of the division. The motherfucker got like 3 step-away checks, Lee. That's millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars for not even stepping in the ring. Makes it feel a little better.
I'm with you. I completely agree. All right, cool. Moving forward in our stories. I'm doing lots of things over here simultaneously. Producing, shooting video. One video camera died. But more importantly, Andrew, did you see this story this week?
Oh, poor women.
Hey. I was on TMZ, Andrew. Hey. Did you see my story?
Yes, I did.
What did you think?
Well, I think you would knock out Amanda Nunes in a boxing ring, too. That's not impressive anymore, though.
That's not what I said, Andrew. You
said MMA?
I'm the GWOAT, Andrew.
Well, I know.
I'm the GWOAT. Say the GWOAT.
No.
I'm the GWOAT.
Just because you say it doesn't mean everyone else has to say it. That's your opinion.
I like saying the word GWOAT.
I think you're saying GOAT. I don't know.
No, GWOAT.
What does this mean?
Look at the story.
I don't want to look at the story. I really have no interest in a boxing women's UFC crossover anymore.
Of all time.
Oh.
I'm the GWOAT.
Okay.
I actually said that, Andrew.
If she wants to prove it, if she wants to prove it, Because Amanda Nunes does not fight in a boxing ring, you would have to fight her in her ring, which is an octagon. So until you're ready to do that, yeah, you can't walk. I'm just done. I'm just so done with this whole thing. They need to stop, seriously. Yes, you would win in boxing. Amanda Nunes probably kicks you in the face in the MMA, right? So let's just stop it until a boxer
chokes her out, or
does whatever they want to do. Until a boxer crosses over. I know we've seen it once, but Holly Holm really hasn't had a successful career ever since the beatdown of Ronda Rousey. I think she actually has a losing record now in the MMA. Even though that one fight, I love her to death for it. I could replay that one fight any day because that was their Mike Tyson, but whatever. We'll move on. They thought Ronda Rousey was beating a man before Holly Holmes fucking knocked her out, but whatever. We can get her to do it. If Shields wants to go and challenge the Amanda Nunes, I know the UFC is going to try to play it up as it's never happened before, but that's a lie. It did. It was Rousey versus Holmes. We can do it again. You want to do it again? Let's do it again. We could do Shields and Nunes in the fucking octagon. But if she's not willing to do that, Lee, if you see her and you ask her that question straight up and she says no, well, then we got to move on from this fucking story because MMA has no business in the boxing ring. We all know that. That's one part of their fighting skill. That's one part, and it's not the best of it. Most of these guys are better at grappling, jiu-jitsu, whatever. They're all better than what they are professionally as boxing strikers. So I'm done with this story. I really am. Go ahead.
Hey.
And I heard Holly Holmes wants to come back. Did you hear about that? She wants to fight Taylor now.
Good for her.
Yeah. Talk about cashing in that final check.
Well, whatever. Get one more check before she goes out the door and does Playboy. I mean, good for her.
Or WWE or anything else.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I would go Playboy then WWE, but, she's not asking me for life choices. Callum Smith, Canelo Alvarez, Andrew.
Exclusive.
You hinted at this earlier. Triple G is going to get pushed off till next year. So Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith, British pound for pound number one fighter. This came in today from the UK, so it must be true, Andrew. Even though there is no confirmation or tweets or anything in regards to this. All right, let's cover it. This is the latest of the Canelo Alvarez sweepstakes winners. Go ahead and give me your feedback.
So are we going to say that Kovalev is off the table, or are they still on the table?
Okay, so let's cover it. I got a call on Friday from our newest asset, Raimundo Diosis, who said to me, Saturday, while I was watching the fight. So they gave Sergey an offer of $8 million, take it or leave it. That is the phone call that he had. They offered him $8 million. That's it. If you want to fight and go fight Anthony Yarde or whatever other crazy thing you want to do, you want to fight Canelo, it's $8 million. That's all we're going to offer. It's not going to go any higher. And literally, since I got that report, there are now two stories, right? We're going to cover both of them. One is Yarde Kovalev, and the other is Callum Smith Canelo. So I don't know if they're positioning each other because there's no confirmations anywhere. They're all fringe websites that are reporting this shit, right? It's like clickbait. It's boxing clickbait in the UK, mainly because Callum Smith's involved in the discussion. But the truth is, Andre Ward brought it up, right? Talking about Anthony Yarde and Sergey Kovalev. But these two stories literally happened all around starting roughly Friday night or so. And as I was told on Friday night, we basically gave him a drop dead deal. He was given a drop dead deal of $8 million on Friday. It was take it or leave it. We don't care. You're not worth more than $8 million.
And that's a lot. That's a lot. I heard 6 was the max, and I'm going to tell you what's going on from what I've been reading. one thing I gotta say to Andre Ward is no one thought he was ready for the tournament when he defeated all of those guys at a 7-1 dog. So he should watch what he says about other undefeated Olympian fighters out there. This is a holdup from main events. Okay, he was offered $4 million. They said no, that's a joke. When Demetrius Andrade had made $12 million for the previous fight with Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs made what Canelo was $12 million. So they thought it was insulting that they offered $4 for Kovalev. So then De La Hoya and them came back with the offer of $6. They still said, no, we know you guys paid Jacobs $12. Stop fucking with us. So then Dazin stepped in and said, let's try to work a deal. And from what the rumors are is Dazin tried to do a 3-fight deal with Kovalev, and it just didn't work. The money's not adding up. Because really, Kovalev doesn't bring a lot of...
he doesn't bring value.
Value, exactly. There you go. Not at $12 million.
Right.
Not at $12 million. See, Daniel Jacobs, not only did Daniel Jacobs already is signed to Dazin, he has the Triple G rematch that they could fall back on and make more money off of Daniel Jacobs. He signed with Dazin, so they're not losing anything there. If Sergey wanted to sign with Dazin, he probably gets the fight with Canelo. But he doesn't. He's trying to max his deal out. Look, we all know there's going to be a weight clause attached to this contract. Kovalev is like 35 years old. We know what these catch weights do to these type of fighters, these veteran fighters. It's usually a death trap for their career. So Kathy's doing the best she can to get him money. You want his title? You want his WBO light heavyweight title at the 170 division? You're fucking going to pay for it, and hung up the phone. And that's a good move. She should do that after what happened to the negotiating with the Andre Ward rematch on Kovalev. She owes this to him. Right now, Canelo and De La Hoya are faced with the issue with Dazin. They're making a lot of money, you guys. $35 million a fight. That ain't fucking easy to come up with. Okay? You got to give these guys the names, the people they want that are going to bring subscribers, bring viewerships and everything to these fights. Right now, Demetrius Andrade is not that guy. Callum Smith is not that guy. To be dead honest with you, Lee, he don't move the needle here in North America for Canelo Alvarez. You're not going to see casuals in America going, damn, I need to go home tonight. Callum Smith is fighting Saul Alvarez. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, Saul's going to knock that guy out like he does everyone else. Because that's who Canelo is right now. He is the face of that division.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
The money that they're offering, that you guys are offering, Sergey Kovalev could be getting paid $3 million, $2 million to fight this champ that has under, a dozen fights? Yarde, a contender in Yarde. Do you know what ESPN will be paying Kovalev for all of those top-ranked light heavyweights that Bob seems to be owning, Lee? You know how many times Bob Arum's going to say, oh, I got a $4 million payday for you guys. What the fuck? That's all they're offering for Saul?
Exactly.
You can, hey, Andrew, even though you shit on my cousin Carlos, listen, I'm going to give you a Fight Net Radio exclusive.
All right.
Even though that white guy's an asshole. All right, you ready? Fuck Kovalev.
Hey, this is where Dazin's contracts is starting to hurt them, though. They're trying to reach out to people that aren't signed with them, and they want that Dazin money, right? They're using Daniel Jacobs as the platform to where negotiating should start for their guy. $12 million. Then come talk to me. Well, Dazin can't do that every fight. What's 12 and 35? What are you looking at right there, Lee? 47?
Yeah.
$47 fucking million they got to come up with to make that fight, and you ain't even signed the undercard yet? Come on, you guys, seriously.
There you go. So basically, there's no news. Nobody signed anything. Everybody's posh. Everybody claims that they have a fight with somebody else, but the reality is that's not very accurate
If Saul Alvarez, Dazin cannot sign Kovalev to a multi-fight deal, a 3-fight deal at least, they're going to have to move Saul Alvarez to a Dazin fighter, and that's going to be Sanders, Smith, on Andrade. These are the guys that are already signed to Dazin, so their contracts are already set. The problem with that, or is any of them ready to make $47 million back?
There you go. Next story, as we keep cruising along towards our Pacquiao preview. This came out this past week. We'll cover it. Did we cover this last week about Andy Ruiz? I'm calling the shots routine.
We didn't cover it. We called it. There's a difference there, Lee. This wasn't reported, but we knew it was going to happen because of the fire sale. That's all we do for these guys. They're just confirming our news from last week. Go ahead with the story, bro.
It officially broke this week. Andy Ruiz says he'll refuse the rematch with Anthony Joshua in the UK. I'm calling the shots. Well, yeah, bro, you got the belt. You can do that. Like somebody hipped him up. I don't know where.
Oh,
Clearly,
you do know. Don't start with that. Don't start with that. It looks better when you sell the company to have 4 heavyweight titles.
Well, yes. Clearly, DAZN has talked quietly to Andy Ruiz and probably got in his ear and said, no, you want to fight in America. It's better for you. Yeah, it's better to fight in America, even though I'm not American. But for those of you living under a rock or didn't see this story, for some reason, Andy Ruiz midweek just popped up on social media and said, hey, fuck everybody. I'm going to fight in the U.S. under my terms because I have all the titles. And that's the way it is.
It's just weird. It's weird because there's supposed to be a contract. There's supposed to be a rematch clause. This has to be a stall, right? This is all it is, Lee. They're stalling this fight.
I think they're dicking around with numbers. Clearly, they're dicking with numbers.
Lee, he was supposed to make $15 million. How can you dick around with that when you made $700K in your last fight? You did that's life-changing right there. And you know damn well if this young man knocks out Anthony Joshua again, his next paycheck is even going above. This is what I hate about this, we got to max out. You are max. At this part in your professional career, $15 million is a max for you. It ain't never been any better than this. You better get your ass in that ring and fight.
Well, whatever the case, he's going to try to hold on to that title and or only defend it in the United States. That story broke this past week.
Hey, Lee, want me to be a dick right now?
Yes.
You want me to be a dick?
Yeah.
We all seen the parade. Did he really move the needle in the Mexican community for being the first heavyweight champ? We all seen the parade.
To be honest, Andrew, I think all 12 people from his local town showed up.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Not a single person from any surrounding city had the respect or anything. Hey, let's go watch. Look at the new heavyweight champ of the world. Take your $15 million. Take your 5 minutes of fame. If it lasts longer, great. But for the 5 minutes to get paid $15 million, I can't pass that up.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Andy Ruiz is a very interesting cat. No doubt about it. Takes us to our offshoot story. These are my little odds and ends. Ken Shamrock's going to launch a bare knuckle fighting promotion now, Andrew. Yay!
Damn right.
Thanks,
Damn
Paul
right.
Malignaggi.
200,000.
Everybody wants
sales.
in on it now, Andrew. Ken Shamrock's going to try to grab a piece of it next. I fell in love with bare knuckle in the first no holds barred UFC promotion in '93. Bare knuckle has always been my favorite way to compete because it is simply a fighter against fighter, no more, no less. There's something pure and uncomplicated about that. All right.
Okay.
First of all, Ken Shamrock has the intelligence of a box of rocks. I know this from personal experience, Andrew. He's got the IQ of a houseplant and the business sense of a houseplant. And he's generally a dick, which is why he found God and why he's a motivational speaker now.
And this is a guy
motivational. This is legit. bro.
This is a guy who likes
this
bare
isn't just stuff I'm
knuckles.
making up in my head.
Hey Lee,
Yeah.
what was the sport? What was the sport that him and his brother Frank used to fight in before the UFC? It was on pay-per-view. They couldn't make fists. They had to slap.
Right.
Hybrid. Oh, what was it called?
Oh.
They used to fight in a sport they didn't even allow punching. And now he's saying that punching is the best thing he ever happened for. Like, stop it.
No, he's not. Somebody offered him money to slap his name on it.
Right. No, I hear you. I hear you because his
understand that
history
Roy
doesn't
Jones
show that.
Jr. isn't booking fights for Roy Jones Jr. boxing promotion, right? Like, you buy the name of a fighter, you slap the name of the fighter on there. That fighter shows up at the event, waves.
I want to say one of their pay-per-view events, Frank Shamrock lost to Boss Rutan, if that rings a bell to you. Boss Rutan used to fight in this sport either.
Boss from Bass, yeah, Boss Rutan. Yeah, I like Boss. Smart man.
Yep.
I'm guessing that Boss passed on it based on his previous bare knuckle fighting experience. So then they went to, go get Ken Shamrock. He'll do it. He'll put his name on anything for $5. There's no way he is like, I'm going to bankroll this project. Because there's only 2 states that actually allow this, Andrew. But because of and they're right, this Artem Lobov, Paul Malignaggi fight got people into bare knuckle. I saw it on social media. I saw it on the replay of the press conference. I saw it with the actual fight clip and how many views it got through our channel. There is something to be said. And if he's smart, you go get yourself a couple of boxers who are kind of shitty, like Paul Malignaggi. No disrespect to Paul Malignaggi, but let's be honest, you're a shot old fighter and nobody cares.
I mean,
you got
to go after someone like Shane Mosley might be needing some money. He went through an ugly
There you
divorce.
go. Shane Mosley Jr. probably needs money.
Yeah.
Andrew?
Ricardo Mayorga, we could be a guy you could bring off of the streets in Nicaragua. He's probably looking for a check right now. Yeah, I'm sure bare knuckles
All
up
that
his
shit'll
alley. Yeah.
And I'm sure that's whoever this is really created this organization, Andrew. Yeah, see, here's the key word. Ken Shamrock presents. Not really Ken Shamrock. He's presenting it, which means I'm just getting a paycheck to show up. And I'll go do press.
Should have done
guarantee
a younger photo.
That is a younger photo.
I don't know why the old photo is supposed to sell. I don't see it there.
Ken is a mess. He's a very angry man. Like, he feels like he missed out.
This is like what you look like when you drank your whole life.
No, he's just made a lot of bad decisions. Okay. And he just slapped his name onto the sketchiest fighting federation out there.
This really should have been it should have been a striker. I don't even know who, but it has to be someone who is better in the striking in the UFC or in the MMA. Not a guy who just uses.
How about Chuck Liddell? Chuck Liddell.
I wanted to say Chuck. That's the name I wanted to go with, bro. Because of his wrestling background, I didn't know if that was the correct guy, but that's the first one I thought of.
Chuck was a striker.
Even Tank Abbott. Fuck it, man.
Tank Abbott presents.
Yeah.
Would have been more credibility than Ken Shamrock.
And you know how much credit you get for putting Tank as the face of your bare knuckle company? Like, dude, people buy into that. People buy into that one. Be a lot of guys around bars talking about your event. Tank was a monster when he was young. Guy had like 15 losses. I didn't give a fuck. He was still on every pay-per-view event.
This is a one and done, bro. This is a one and done.
Of course.
Event.
It's De La Hoya's MMA match. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. That is completely what it is. Which takes us to our non-boxing related, boxing related story of the week, only because it amuses me. For those of you who don't know, The Sun is a UK-based paper that is probably on the level of the National Enquirer. You're going to appreciate this story, Andrew. Stunning DAZN presenter Dalida Leota ditches fiancé for tattooed boxing champion Daniel Scardina after claiming she was single for all of 5 minutes. So she's basically one of the DAZN girls who stands in the back and is hot. So I don't know why they use the word presenter. I probably would have used the word model, which makes her sound a little classier in a strange way, Andrew. She winds up ditching her fiance because she was clearly cheating on him with, I love this part, tattooed boxing champion.
I know, why
Daniel-
tattooed?
I don't know. Jesus, that's hilarious. Have you ever heard of Danielle Scardina?
No, I was trying to run that through my head.
Right. I've never heard of him either. So let's look him up. Let's see what a DAZN quote unquote presenter actually gets, shall we?
Images.
There he is.
Well, this is a boyfriend. I'm sure they get many one-night stands.
Oh, he's Italian. He's 17-0, Andrew.
Yeesh.
And he is currently the IBF super middleweight champion.
Federation International. There's the key word.
Well, okay, look.
Vacant
Everybody's got their own
IBF
offshoot belt.
International. So it's the International Boxing Federation International Super Middleweight title. Get it right. Get that shit.
But Andrew, he's undefeated. So here's my question. If he gets defeated, right, before they get married, does she dump the heavily tattooed Danielle Marco Scardina and go find a better boxer to bang?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out for her. Probably would have been better staying with the network guy. He seems to have a longer future. Yeah, we'll see how that works. But he's one loss away from her being fired and forgotten about. Where if she would have stayed with the DAZN guy,
fiance for this.
Yeah.
Bad boys rule, Andrew. Bad boys rule.
Well, at least that's a better picture. At least that's a better picture than his BoxRec one. BoxRec one looks like a prison guy. This one looks like, hey, you might have rapped to her. Might have a little game behind those tattoos. Who knows? He's a boxer, so you know he probably thinks he's an alpha.
How perfect. They're living the life.
Hey, now, does this hurt his chances of fighting on DAZN? How about that? I need to know who she was banging.
Look, the fact that it got him attention at all, that somebody wrote a story about this, like it was newsworthy. The Sun is basically TMZ in the UK. So I guess
that is true. That is true, because I thought all ring card girls were.
Presenter, Andrew. She's a presenter. Get it right. I think she's a model with fake.
Can we see? Does it say who her fiance was in the description of DAZN?
It does not. I wish it did.
Yes.
Wow. Does that just look like I'm a dumb blonde? She's not even a blonde. She's a brunette who dyes her hair. I'm just saying.
She left possibly an executive for a prospect. So you tell me.
I don't know who her fiance was or what his story was.
Well, go up to his name, Lee. Come on, let's be reporters here. Let's go to it.
Right. Just days after claiming she was single, the 27-year-old was spotted with him. Okay. So do we talk about this guy at all? Leota.
I just want to know who the DAZN man was.
She was engaged to Matteo Mami.
Okay, take that name and let's go.
Okay. Let's see what this guy does for a living.
Watch he be the son of the people that own DAZN.
Oh, there's a picture of him.
Blonde. See?
We got pictures of them together for sure.
Terrible. Let's go down. What's his title? Go down.
He looks kind of Bond-like.
He looks kind of important-like, and that's all that matters, Lee. Let's go down to what his title was for DAZN. Now, if he's the PR fucking president, well, fuck him.
I don't think he works for DAZN. She works for DAZN. I don't know.
No,
just Italian. Doesn't say what his job is.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wow, they covered the story that he's single.
Yeah, so it's someone important.
All the way to fucking Vanity Fair, bro.
Well, then that man's someone important over there.
In the title that he works for, stunning television presenter, ditched her fiance. Stunning DAZN presenter, Dieta Leota ditches fiance. Yeah, it doesn't say what he does anywhere.
He's somebody.
Good for her. He's rich, probably.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say it's not good for her. She's stupid as shit. Good for the guy, but the girl better have gotten this right. Hey, Lee, how many times have you seen an Italian boxer become a crossover star here in America and make Floyd Mayweather type money? Hell, make Antonio Tarver type money.
Well, here's what I think. He's probably tied in as an executive on some level because clearly he's at Sky Sports Events.
Oh, hey, look, Lee's being a reporter now. Good job. I see that. I see what you did there.
Look, he's at events. He's involved in. And he's an ugly dude. I can understand why she wants to bang the hot guy. I get it. But you took the money, bitch. You played the money role.
Yeah, you got to get married and then leave for the fucking
right.
fucking douchebag.
Come on, honey. I get it.
That's
why he dumped all the money on you, because you're hot. Oh. Stupid women. Stupid women. I want the hot guy. Okay.
Yeah. Good
Why
job.
don't you marry the dude first, cheat on the side?
No more private jets for you, dum-dum. Go tell me how Southwest feels.
You really think that this guy's going to get $25 million paydays? That ain't happening.
Right. I thought it said Kardashian on his stomach, to be honest with you.
He's not even going to get $1 million payday.
Does it say Kardashian on his lower stomach?
No.
Go down. Boom, Kardashian.
It's funny. Woo! All right, let's take a deep breath. Take a deep breath right there, Andrew. Go to fightnetradio.com. Check out our merch store, Andrew. Go to our merch store. Pick up a Fight Net Radio t-shirt. We are at the 2-hour marker of this show. And yes, it's time to start that part of the show, Andrew, that you've been waiting for. It's Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman, our little preview. We'll do a midweek show. We'll get feedback from Raimundo and some inside dirt. You'll get a betting show on Friday live from the event, and maybe even
we're
some
gonna need
bonus
an update,
audio.
dude. That's what we're going to need.
The what?
We need an update on the breaking report. I want to know who's the final opponent going to be. Because I won't knock them for dropping the Kovalev name, because once you hear Dazin got involved, you think Kovalev's going to get signed. But you know what? No one thought about the ESPN angle. Bob Arum holds a lot of light heavyweights on that side. $4 million, $6 million, that is not a lot of money to make on these apps anymore. So Bob could easily be talking to Kathy too, telling her, don't sign for the best fighter in the world who's giving away $12 million checks for anything less than $8 million.
I'm with you, Andrew.
Go ahead.
I am completely with you. All right. With that said, let's do our preview of Pacquiao Keith Thurman. This is your initial report. We're not going to spend a long time because you're going to get a full week. It is a big deal. Anytime Manny Pacquiao, I'm going to say why it's a big deal, Andrew. I'm going to be a bit of a dick right here. Manny Pacquiao is a big deal because he moves the needle. That's it. This fight is not really interesting to me. I think I know what to expect out of the outcome. But truthfully, the reason that this is interesting to me as a producer of this show, as someone who's involved in marketing, Manny Pacquiao moves the needle, Andrew. That's the legit reality of why I'm throwing as much spaghetti at the wall in coverage on this. I personally, and here's what's shocking about it. We have shockingly very little going into this fight, Andrew, just from on the surface. The truth is, I would have had way more media coverage this past week and this week going into the fight, and it's been fairly silent, if you want my opinion, which leads me to believe that Keith Thurman probably broke his hand last week while sparring. I mean, literally the only thing we've gotten in regards to this fight, Andrew, which is, by the way, go to our Fight Net Radio page on Facebook. I am all geared up for Pacquiao, as you can tell by our cover video, is the fact that we got sparring video of Pacquiao, right? That's the only thing that's really come out of this whole thing.
Well, I mean, I've seen Keith Thurman do he's done a lot of shit talking. What's happened here, Lee, is there's nothing to invest in this fight. This fight is sold. Manny Pacquiao is the ticket seller in this one. His people have already bought in, and Keith Thurman offers nothing. Keith Thurman is a forgotten name in boxing. 2 years ago, that man was ranked top 10 in the world. Today, he couldn't even, we wonder if he really got past Josito Lopez in his comeback fight. He looked awful. He's trying to put it on, hey, I had ring rust. This next fight, I'm going to look a lot bigger. You know, I'm going to tell you right now, he couldn't stop the left hand. He could not stop it. So how is that supposed to change with Manny Pacquiao, who's 10 times faster coming from the southpaw stance? He's named one time. Manny throws 1,000 punches. Keith Thurman's not known for that. I loved what Freddie Roach said this week. It's one time versus all time. That could be very well the story of this fight, especially with the injury, how long he stood out of the ring and what he looked like when he came back. It wasn't the end of that fight where Thurman looked good. It was the beginning, and then he kind of started wearing down at the end. So in this one, he cannot have that.
He only fights once a year, right?
Dude, he's got one fight in the last 2.5, 3 years, Lee. Look it up. And when he was fighting, it was only once. You're correct. The last 2 years before he's injured, I believe he goes through 15 and 16 with only one fight. He's forgotten. PBC people know him. They'll tune in. But all that, the momentum he had when he was ranked, I want to say he was even top 5. I think I'm putting not giving him enough credit for where he was on that pound for pound ranking when he stepped away. This is a totally Pacquiao driven fight. PBC is praying that Pacquiao wins.
My point to it is he does move the needle. He does make shit happen, right? Pacquiao is that guy. He's a social media darling. He's, the owner of the Philippines. I just think that it would be smart for the PBC to put more on it. And there is a shockingly little bit of press covering this.
It's already sold.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're not all showing up to cover it. I'm not saying that.
I'm telling you right now, Lee, the casuals that are not Manny fans, diehard Manny fans, will not show up just because he put on more commercials about this fight. Manny's diehard fan base is already bought into this. They will sell this ticket. The pay-per-view numbers will be decent. This fight has moved in the Pacquiao world. And that's all there is. That's why there is no more money for anyone else. The stats just don't live up to it. When you break down Keith Thurman's career, someone who doesn't watch boxing is not interested in the guy that has one fight in 3 years. They can't even show the comeback fight. Does anyone notice that Showtime, PBC, no one has put out the Josito Lopez replay?
Well, you got to build the fight up, which takes us to ticket sales for this fight real quick, Andrew. There are tickets to be had. And I don't know if people are physically paying or buying to go see this fight, to be perfectly. I don't think it's moving tickets.
Well, like I said, there's only one guy. There's only one guy that can sell them, and I don't know if he can sell 17,000 on his own, especially at their ticket prices.
Well, it's the MGM Grand. I mean, first of all, the MGM Grand 17. It's a small. Is it 17?
I believe so. I think they can do 14 is a sellout, but I think max capacity is 17, something like that. Because the UNLV is 20, and I don't think MGM is that much less than that.
So how many seats do I need? I need 4 tickets. I'm going to buy the 200 price level tickets, which are the cheapest seats. Plenty of them, Andrew. Section 217. Row B. So I can sit.
Well, that does mean a lot of the front is sold, though, and that's the most expensive seats.
No, I just picked the cheapest seats, Andrew.
Oh, you picked the cheapest ones. All right, I thought you picked any.
Yeah, where do you want me to sit?
No, I thought you picked any. Well, then there's not.
Oh, no,
I mean, it's still.
Let's see what best available is.
It's not Pacquiao's fault. That's Keith
Okay,
Thurman's
let's see
fault.
what 4 of the best available. Section 14, which would put me... Yeah, bro, I can sit right here. Section 14, ring center, row K. There are 4 seats right now. Those are good seats. I don't know if I'd pay $1,500 for those seats.
Yeah, you're kind of you're ways from that ring. Row K is about, I don't know, a dozen rows up. What is that, Lee? And you're not on the floor already. So you're kind of high. They've done good. The main seats are being sold. The most expensive ones. And that's all going to be Pacquiao, though. I still got to believe that's a lot of his countrymen that make good money, have their money. They've all been there for the Pacquiao fights. This is not anything new, seeing the Filipinos drive the ticket sales. So that's them. It's not Keith Thurman. Like I said, they don't even have is there even a build-up show? That was something I looked for the other day. There's not even a build-up show to this fight.
Because that's what I keep saying.
Well, look, Lee, because there's no story there. Look, you're going to have a guy who they keep Lee, you can't keep saying, oh, this guy was injured for 2 years. This guy was injured. You got to remember, he's coming back from an injury of 2 years. You can't keep saying that, or people are not going to be interested. This is either Keith Thurman hits Manny with one right hand and knocks his ass out like Marquez did, or this is a clear win for Manny Pacquiao on a decision. There's nothing to sell on Thurman's side. They're not hoping Thurman's winning. Put it that way.
Well, let's cover an early preview on the betting and get your feedback on this as well, Andrew. The lines, props, and bets for this fight as they stand as just a couple of days ago. As we stated and have tracked and said it would happen, Pacquiao is now clearly even more of the favorite. Last time we covered it, he was a minus 140. He is now minus 155.
Wow.
So clearly his fans are betting him up even further. Thurman is plus 110. The draw is plus 1,600. Draw's not happening. This is not happening. So everybody
I'm
gets
telling you right now. I'll tell you right now what I'm leaning towards. It's going to be the bet of the motherfucking year, and that's Pacquiao by knockout or TKO.
Yeah.
I love that fucking bet right there.
Pacquiao by KO at plus 380 is pretty strong, Andrew.
That's a strong bet, man. That if he gets him in the condition that Lopez had, there's no way they're going to allow Thurman to get through that round. It's going to be an awesome win for Pacquiao once that ref jumps in there and waves that bitch off. Now, do they have one for what's not the distance?
Overs and unders.
Yes.
Which they don't have posted on this site. I'll have that at the end of the week, Andrew.
All right.
It'll probably be will or won't go the distance. I would be shocked if it's a will or won't go the distance bet, right?
Because the way Thurman fight, I mean, it's a hard. I like that Pacquiao by knockout. I'm leaning towards Pacquiao anyways. The decision, look at that, plus 155. Holy shit.
Yeah, clearly they think he's going to win by decision. That's where the betting is.
Hey, they're still giving you good money, though. I mean, if you got Manny
great money. 1.5 to 1 to bet Pacquiao by decision is monstrous.
See, I'm always greedy. I'm looking
does
at
Pacquiao knock him out in the 9th round, like everybody seems to think. Like that's the Freddie Roach quote.
He can't stop the left,
quote.
Lee. He can't stop a left hand. Do you know what Manny's going to do to that side of his face? I thought he had vision problems. I was literally like, did this guy have a shoulder injury or did he have an eye injury when Josito Lopez was raking him with those left hooks all night?
Yeah. Well, Andrew, I'm going to make an early prediction. You ready?
What?
Thurman's going to quit on his stool.
Well, there you go.
I just don't know when he's going to quit on his stool. I think Pacquiao is going to do what he does, which is frustrate the crap out of Thurman.
Throw 1,000.
But there's betting to be had. There's money to be made on this fight. Look, this is a game fight. For whatever reason, they've got it as kind of a pick'em, right? This is kind of a 50-50 fight, which we haven't seen in a while, where people don't actually know the outcome. I think Pacquiao is a huge favorite, probably should be minus 400, in my opinion. Like, I think he's a 4-1 favorite in this fight, if I were setting this line. But because they want to keep the betting and lively and however all that really works behind the scenes, this is where the money is.
Look at what they have Thurman. Look at what his Thurman by stoppage is, and this used to be what Thurman was described as one time because he knocked motherfuckers out. Look at what they have his knockout by, plus 550.
There's no way Thurman wins this fight. There is no marketability in him. There is nothing that is positive for the PBC if Thurman wins this. Like, I can't even imagine.
And Lee, seriously, it's Thurman's own interviews that have made probably his investors go, do we really want to put $1 behind him? He's the one like, oh, I just don't have the fire anymore. You know, back when I was a hungry fighter, you know, before I won my 2 titles, the dude's he has 2 belts in one division, swears he's like the Sugar Ray Robinson of this era. Like, it's fucking ridiculous what Thurman turned into after 2 title victories. So yeah, it could have been that made Al Heyman and Watson and all these guys come together in a room and go, really? You really want to make him the $20 million guy? I don't think so. He didn't get one of those paychecks and fucking disappear for 2-3 years?
Right. That's completely correct. I don't even know if there's no marketability in it whatsoever from my perspective.
The ref has to know if he's hurt like he was in the Lopez fight, taking shots, feet are all wobbly on the ropes. They're gonna wave it off. They'll wave it off. Oh, the money will be so big for Pacquiao if they wave that fight off. Even if Floyd isn't talking
Floyd
comeback,
will be the first one. And look, if Pacquiao wins by knockout or TKO, let me explain how quick Floyd is going to be the first guy through the ropes.
Right. And even if it's not, the PBC is set to do him versus Danny Garcia, the winner of Danny Mikey, him versus Spence. You know, all these fights become big for Pacquiao and the PBC. So, but you are probably right. Floyd probably is sitting ringside on this night. We haven't heard that. There's been no rumor of Floyd purchasing tickets to this fight, but we will see when it does happen.
I'll tell you why it's happening. He released his stupid video. He's talking about money. He's showing up again a week before the fight. He'll show up again this week. He'll be at the press conference on Wednesday. He'll be there.
People, believe me, Floyd does not like the articles. Floyd no longer the richest man in sports. Floyd no longer the richest boxer in being paid. He hates all. That's why he had to immediately, when Saul got that $35 million fight, what was the first thing Floyd did? He ran to his Twitter feed. Oh, no, I got paid more by minute. Don't ever get mistaken. Don't ever forget. Like, he hates all of this shit. No, he definitely wants one more fucking payday out of this sport. He don't care about that. Oh, believe that. He cares about the zeros on the fucking contract.
I agree. That's going to be the most interesting part of the week, is watching Floyd jockey himself into a position for the winner of this fight. I think that's where it's at.
If he's smart, Lee stays out of the spotlight until Saturday night. Don't get in Pacquiao's head. Let Pacquiao win. You got to have him win. He needs to win for all this to come into play. So if I'm Floyd, I stay behind the scenes until Friday night or Saturday night. Show up ringside.
There you go. That is your early report on a very long week. Look, and I'll say it again. I don't think the fight is much to talk about. I'm not going to go out of my way to try to get into the fight. So I'm going to Vegas. I'm happy to watch it on stream, right? I'm interested in being at the weigh-in. I'm interested in seeing what Floyd does. I'm interested in being in that town and seeing what the fans are like. To me, that's the most important aspect of this fight. I want to hear what the fans are saying. I want to see if the fans show up. I want to know if there's some market to Manny. I can tell you this as a guy who puts out content, Andrew, for boxing content. Manny moves the needle. I can throw up almost anything Manny Pacquiao related. We get more downloads, we get more views, we get more clicks. Like, it just works out that way. No response.
I hear you, no doubt.
All right, Andrew. Wrap up this week. Give me your final summation of a very long boxing weekend as we get ready for a yet longer week of boxing.
Final, what is it? Ray Vargas. He might be a star in the making. The bantamweight division might be coming back. I like the champs they have there. What else did we learn? The heavyweight prospects didn't shine this week, both of them. What else? Who else fought? Rob Brandt. He lost his payday. That's sad. Hopefully he gets a third fight, Lee. That's all I can say. He fought the guy in America. He won. He went over there. He lost. I think they got to do it one more time just to make sure Murata is real. But I don't know if Top Rank's going to go down there. It seemed to be the market for Rob Brandt did not seem big at all with his victory over this guy one time. So, yeah, that's about it. It was a good week of fighting. Diego De La Hoya, very sad he took a defeat, was not the future of Golden Boy. People need to stop saying that. If he was a future of Golden Boy, he would have been...
Hey, why do you keep saying his name wrong, bro?
Will you stop? Why? Is it do I have it wrong? I think his name's Diego, bro. I think you need to go
Carlos,
ask your...
bro. It's Carlos, bro.
You need to go ask one of your family members what your cousin's name is.
By the way, if you're sick of that joke from this show, it is going to continue almost indefinitely because now I've decided that Oscar's going to name everybody something wrong. He
might retire. Listen, that was not a good first impression at the elite level. He did not fight a top 3, a top 5 opponent. Okay, and he was outgunned there. He was outgunned very early. I want you guys to go back and watch the second round of that fight. It is a double right hand left hook to the temple that shows Diego De La Hoya that he is not in this league. His face expression changes. His punches change. He's humbled with those 3 shots. He knew he wasn't going to beat that kid. And he stood up. I get he had the heart. Ultimately, not even going half the fight. But he took a lot of punches after that second round. But it was the second round I think Diego realized he was not beating Ronnie Rios. But Ronnie Rios, not the best fighter. And maybe that's why Diego, look, I'm telling you right now, you think this guy is fighting any of the better Ray Vargases of the world or the Daniel Romans, these power punchers. Hell no, he probably don't even go 6 rounds with these guys. He lasted 6 rounds because he was fighting a stepping stone journeyman in Ronnie Rios, who has 3 defeats against all of the elites of that division. Oh, I don't see us hearing too much from Diego De La Hoya in the future.
Follow us. Go to Fight Net Radio. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. Mostly Facebook. We're very big on Facebook. I would push that into the ground and tell you that if you want all the updates this week, plus inside dirt, plus inside videos, plus commentary, plus you name it, just a ton of content leading up to this fight. I do think it's a big deal, and it's just simply because it's Manny Pacquiao. Go to fightnetradio.com, click on the Facebook link, click follow, like, so you get all the updates just like everybody else. We appreciate all of you listening. We'll have a midweek. We will have a Friday and probably even an Andrew final thought on Saturday for all of you. My God, what a ton of content for everybody, Andrew. Just a ton of content this week. It's a super fight, Andrew. Whether or not we want to admit
Don't
it.
stretch
when
that.
Manny Pacquiao fights, it's Manny Pacquiao.
He needs
moves
to
the
win.
needle, Andrew.
He needs to win.
Yes, I agree. We're clear.
Thank you very much, bro.
Fight Net Radio. FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee. Talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net!